Hey, so this video is more of some things I have went through growing up, such as confidence, learning to love myself. I just got inspired to do this video now because earlier today on a social media, I will mention it was Vine. And for those of you who are not familiar with Vine, Vine is an app where you record a 6-second video and you share it with um, the app or with friends or whoever follows you, or there's people that can just find you on Vine. So I was being funny earlier today while I was getting ready for work, and I put my makeup on, and I was just doing silly vines like I always do. And so I was jokingly talking about like people who do not blend their eyeshadow, and I was like, is that rude that they're not blending it, and to fix it. Like it was supposed to be out of fun. It's a makeup artist joke. So I posted that earlier today, and then someone posted a comment that I want to show you guys, and it's on my phone because I screenshot it. That's a text message. And the person called NoFlex Beatbox, that's their username, said, "Yeah, but you got that gap between those teeth. Fix it." And then I responded saying, "There's nothing wrong with my gap. Must be something wrong with your face since you don't have it in your profile pic." And I posted that on my Instagram. So sorry, like my allergies are killing me. But like to me, it's like, okay, you want to do a low blow? Go ahead. It's not gonna affect me anymore because I'm not a little kid. I'm 27 years old. I embrace my gap. I can tell you right now, as a kid, it was hard for me growing up because, I went to school, private school, K through 8th, with predominantly a white school, and it was a Catholic school, and of course, there was Hispanics, but very little mixed race or black or anybody else of a different ethnicity. And my friends were actually all mixed up. I didn't really care who my friends were growing up because as kids, you don't really see color like that. But um, I got teased a lot about my teeth. I always got jealous of the kids who had braces because it was like a cool thing in our school, because kids would come to school with colorful braces and stuff like that. So I remember as a kid that I hated my gap so bad that I used to take a bunch of floss and just wrap it, wishing that like it would just close and I could be normal like everybody else. Same thing with my hair. I used to hate my curly hair. I used to hate the fact that everybody else had like wavy or like straight hair and they didn't have to worry about much. Like, as a kid, my hair was a lot thicker than this than it is now. It's more wavy curly, but I used to hate my hair. I didn't understand why my hair couldn't be like everybody else's that had fine or wavy hair. I understood as a kid that I was mixed. My mom taught me really well, which I appreciate that she embraced me to embrace both sides of being African American and being half Puerto Rican. So I never was confused growing up about who I was or who I was supposed to hang with. I hung with people who I got along with and people that shared the same interests as myself. I could care less what race they were, ethnicity. But I used to really hate my hair and my teeth, well, my gap. So then high school rolled around, and a lot of my pictures, my yearbooks, don't really show me smiling with my teeth showing because I was still insecure about my gap because I felt so disgusting. Like I felt like I wasn't normal. Like you're supposed to have perfect straight teeth. And then I remember like junior high school, I remember the dentist telling me to think about wanting to close my gap because for a while I kept bugging my mom like give me a retainer, give me something to just close my gap. And at that time, my mom being a single parent, she didn't have enough money to do all that and what the dentists were trying to explain to me. And I remember them saying, you really need to appreciate your gap because there are plenty of celebrities who have gaps. Look at Madonna, there's Seal, I think Kate Moss has a gap. So I didn't really understand, like, there are celebrities out there who have gaps and they don't really, you know, um, they don't really trip about it and they're famous. Like, you would think, being famous and all that, like, oh, it's gap, whatever. And it started hitting me like, okay, well, maybe I should just let it go. And I'll say my first semester or my second semester, Ooh, I think no, my second semester, 2006, that spring, I realized that I needed to just get over it. And I remember writing a paper in my English class because we had to write about an experience in our life that changed us or our point of view of life and stuff. And I remember writing like a 4 or 5 page paper about my image, how I felt about myself, and that I felt very confident, that it didn't bother me anymore about my gap. And then, like, the following years in college, it wasn't really anything anyone said anymore. Like, no one in college was saying, oh, your gap, ill, or, it was all like, as a child up to maybe high school, that people were constantly picking on me about my teeth, and it really hurt, because I didn't want to look like there was something wrong with me, and no one wants to feel that way. So, and then I remember, like, when I was 21, there was a guy I met in college right before I met Devin. We were kind of like interested in each other, but not really. He had said something to me one time about my gap, and I didn't even flinch, or like to even think like it was rude. I just thought, okay, and I looked at him and I was like, so I'm not offended. I don't care. And I remember this girl that I was friends with, she like tried to like go all down his throat, like telling him he was wrong. And I told her, no, it's okay. I was like, I really don't care, to be honest, because I'm older, I'm wiser, I don't care. That's what makes me different from him. And obviously, he's bothered by something about himself, so he has to bring down my self esteem. And boom, I shut it down. So, that person I'm buying today who said that about my gap, like, it didn't even budge like a heartstring. It didn't even hurt my confidence. It boosted me, like, oh, well, you're noticing my gap. Well, thank you. I see it too. And then I really think about it now. I attracted a lot more guys in college than I did high school. And they said that one reason, besides like me being little and being like a fit little thick person, and having a pretty good personality, they say that my gap kind of was attractive to them because they felt like a gap is sexy. And I mean, to this day, I still think it's weird when people say gaps are sexy, but it makes me feel much better about myself, and less likely to want to close my gap. So, more power to everybody else out there who has a gap. Embrace it. There's plenty of other celebrities now who have gaps. I can't remember her name. She's from Orange is the New Black, and she plays Crazy Eyes. She has a gap, but look at her. She's up and coming actress, and she's winning awards, and she's on TV shows. So, more power to us gap folks. I don't care anymore. So, thanks for those people who like to pick on positive people, who like to bring other positivity to other people, and you want to bring us down. So, you're a freaking maroon. That's all I have to say in the words of Bugs Bunny. All right, guys, and toodles.